All right, Skip, how much of a pass does he deserve?
A little, but not a lot. Look, I'm a big Dez fan. Molly can attest. Before the year started,
you're a Cowboy fan, first and
but
foremost.
I was campaigning for this man.
Yep.
I was campaigning for this man to get his money, and he finally did.
Yep.
He also got the cover of Rolling Stone, which I thought was
That's huge.
was
Crossover.
fitting. It was big crossover. He had arrived as a big star, a national star, just not just a Cowboy Nation star. And obviously, as we all know, early fourth quarter, game number 1, opening night, Jones fracture, the Kevin Durant injury that required 2 more procedures for Kevin to get right. And Dez pushed it, came back probably prematurely on it. There's an old adage, if you can play, you should be able to make plays. And that's how you played. If you're healthy enough to drag yourself out there, then I should expect you to make some plays. And Dez didn't make enough this year. And worse for me, he just ripped my guts out with how many plays he left on the football field with drop after drop after drop after drop. And I start with that game at Tampa. Remember, this team is hanging in the NFC race by default, all the way down to the robbery that was last Saturday night against the New York Jets.
Called the Saturday night robbery, in case you didn't know.
You know, went down in history as one of the biggest robberies.
He's taking it to his grave, in case you didn't know.
Saturday night
He's catching
robbery.
you up.
But the point was, they're on the cusp of being in the race on last Saturday night against the Jets. So give me just one win, Dez. And I believe Dez Bryant dropped a couple of wins that they could have had. At Tampa, there was a big third down late in the game. He just flat out dropped a pretty good throw from Matt Castle. Then the last play of the game at Tampa Bay for the Cowboys, Hail Mary into the end zone. I'm not a big Matt Castle fan, but he threw a pretty good Hail Mary. And I'm thinking, Dez, go for the football. And he shied away from it as if he didn't think he could any longer jump off the Jones fractured foot. But you got another one. You can be a one-legged jumper, as they say in basketball. You can jump off one leg and dunk, okay? And he didn't make a play for that ball. Then we know what happened at Green Bay. Early in that game, they have a chance to go up 7-0. It's misty, raining. Ball's a little slick. Matt Castle throws it high and hard at the goal line. This is Dez Bryant we're talking about. And if you get 2 hands on a football, Shannon Sharp catches that football. And Dez Bryant did not hang on to that football. I'm not going to call it a cold drop, but he did not hang on. And then we know the rest of the game, he dropped pass after pass. He ripped the heart out of his team in a game that the defense was hanging in against Aaron Rodgers and I thought could have won. Then the other night, Saturday night, robbery night. Early in that game, Matt Castle threw a flat pass to him down near the goal line. They're driving for an opening score. And the ball looked catchable to me. It's just right here, like a little sort of quick out pass. And if Dez catches the ball and turns, I think he has a chance to score and make it 7-0. And I don't even know. It's like he didn't even make a play for the ball.
You didn't like the effort.
Like, well, what are you doing, Dez? Come on. You're my guy.
Taking plays off.
And then at the end of that game, and I know this is as Hail Mary as you can get, and it wasn't even into the end zone, but little Kellen Moore hauls off and throws him a pretty sweet deep ball. There are 3 Jets around him, but this is Dez Bryant, 6 feet 2 inches by 230 pounds. This is the kind of ball that he owns. This is the one he puts in his back pocket. And if he does, I got a shot. I got a shot at tying the game again and sitting in overtime. And he kind of shies away from it like, oh, I can't try for balls like that because I'm hurt. Well, if you're hurt, let Terrence Williams jump for the ball or somebody else. But he kept going out there. God bless you for that. But by his standards, even injured, it was a miserable year. So I'm going to give him a little pass, but not a big pass.
He gets no pass from me.
Okay.
And the mere fact that you're pinning your hopes on Matt Ice Cream Castle, hashtag melts with heat.
Yep.
And you still thought the Cowboys were going to get into the playoffs with no Romo. Skip, even when you're injured, the fans forget that. They forget that the guy had surgery after the first week. I've been in that situation, having to have my knee drained and having to take injections in my ankle and my ribs and my shoulders. And sometimes my own coaches that saw me getting these procedures done forget how banged up I was. And they're like, well, son, you got to make that play. And I'm like, even your teammates, you're in the huddle They've seen you get 50 cc's of fluid drained up your knee and then they say, Sharpie, we need you to make a play.
Okay.
Those are the expectations.
Is that unreal expectations?
No, because you know why? Even though I was banged up, I was still limping upstairs and getting a check. And if I get a check, and if I go out there, they're expecting me to make plays. I'm expecting me to make plays. So I'm not going to see, I'm from the school of thought. If you don't make any excuses, you won't have to give any excuses. Did you or did you not make the play? That's all I need to know. Don't tell me anything. I'm healthy. No, the healthiest you'll ever be is the day you report to training camp. From that point on until the season's over, nobody in the National Football League is healthy. Some are more nicked than others. But if you go out there, there's an expectation level that I have for you and for myself that you ought to be able to make plays. And if you can't make those plays, sit down.
Okay.
You got to be man enough to say, I got to sit down today. And there are times that maybe I should have taken a seat.
Okay.
But they framed it like this. Shannon, we probably know you shouldn't play, but you all we got. They played on my emotions because they knew what I was thinking. That's what I wanted to hear. I wanted to hear one time that you were counting on me. I knew you were counting on me, but I wanted to hear you say it one time. That was all I needed.
Okay.
And so I went out there, and I'm gonna give you everything. I'm not gonna make any excuses. Man, my knee, my ankle, my ribs, I got partially separated shoulders. They don't want to hear that. The fans don't want to hear that. And that's all I ever played for. The only thing, Skip, I ever played for. I played for my teammates' respect, my coach's trust, and the fans' appreciation. And I played for them in that order. My teammates respected me because they knew I gave them everything I had. My coaches trusted me because they knew I was where I was supposed to be. I was doing what I was supposed to. And the fans appreciated the effort that I gave to them every Sunday. That's all you can ask for. And Dez doesn't get a pass from me because if you can't go, if you can't you're not helping us being out here, Dez is out there. If you're not making plays, what are you doing? You are a big play receiver. You are a top receiver. You're counting on to get the ball into the end zone. You're counting on to make crucial throws. And what makes it worse is that when you see him on the sideline and with some of his antics, and they throw him the ball and he drops it. Well, if I'm throwing you the ball and you throwing them back at me, what good is that? And you mentioned the Tampa, big drops. I saw him in Green Bay. He jumped for a ball in Green Bay that's going to hit him right between the 8 and 8. And he catches it in his crotch and he drops it. I'm like, Dez, what are you doing?
I don't know.
Why are you jumping for a ball?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Now, the biggest thing is that playing with injuries is that you got to get over that mental hurdle. Now, the fans don't know you're hurt, or they forget that you're hurt. Your coaches and teammates will forget that you're hurt, but your body won't forget. You know that there's a foot problem or ankle or knee or shoulder. You know that, but you got to get to a place where you can block it out and still be that guy. The guy that your teammates counting on, the coaches and the fans are counting on to make those plays. He gets no pass from me.
So if you were a teammate of Dez's this year or a coach of Dez's, after at least 3 games, would you not have been supremely disappointed in your play?
Absolutely. Okay. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I don't even care about the fans, and I am one. It's clearly I'm disappointed. I'm distraught over Dez. But I'm talking about the locker room. I think the locker room was very disappointed in Dez Bryant.
Because it's not just injury and it's mental toughness too. Is that what you guys are alluding to?
Yeah. Because when you move, it's different. You're not free. And now all of a sudden you're compensating. And now you're going to end up hurting something else. And now it's not your foot on the left foot, it's your right knee that's bothering you or your hip. And you got to put all that aside to go out there and make plays to help your team win. And so that was, and I was so afraid of letting my teammates down. There's nothing like being in that huddle and to have John Elway say, all right, T, go make a play for me. Or my offensive lineman say 84. Get us off the field.
Yeah.
There's no greater feat. Not coming out the tunnel, not hearing the 85,000 fans scream your name. Nothing feels better than to have 7 or your linemen say, make a play for us.
All right.
Okay.
5 years, $70 million. Go make a play, 88. Come on, 88.
Dez hasn't been himself, and Stephen A. really wasn't himself with this last tweet, but this is the Stephen A. I know and love. Very upset at First Take right now. I told Real Skip Bayless he was banned, all in caps, from discussion of the useless or relevant at Dallas Cowboys. The best part? Hashtag UGG.
UGG?
Yeah, UGG.
We got an UGG out of Stephen A. Smith?
UGG. Oh.
Well, we're going to get an unprintable out of Stephen A. with our next topic.
Yes,
Really?
Stephen A., I'm telling you right now, you're going to be very upset. I tried to get this discussion banned, but
yeah, you did.
But Skip, like, he had to have it.
We are going to do this whether you like it or not, big man.
All right. Up next, the NFL Pro Bowl rosters are out, but Skip has a problem with one of the names not going to Hawaii.